How's everybody going? As you can see from the quality cup, I'm at Chipotle. Look at this giant burrito. Hey, Jeff. Cheers, man. Of course. Hey, Saba. Thank you for the love, Saba, on the chat. Ben, Snapchat. If you guys are interested in Snapchat, check him out. All right, so one of the most common, I'm going to jump right in here. Some of the most common questions I get about with brands on storytelling, and yes, I am going to teach you how to Snapchat, Sue, in San Diego, I promise. So I just did. If you guys aren't following me on Snapchat, this is the handle right here, iSocialFans, because if you're building a personal brand, you have to be consistent everywhere. So iSocialFans on the Snapchats. But everyone, I get the most common question I get is, "Hey Brian, you didn't see the shirt earlier? Yeah, a little Dave Matthews Band love today. I'm not wearing the same hat, but this is the Caravan tour. Yeah, I know most kids don't want their parents to learn Snapchat. But here's the thing: for brand storytelling, it's powerful. And the example is, I just did an entire Snapchat story. I did 15 snaps from my house, from my in-laws' house where I'm staying, to Chipotle, and to where I got the burrito. And what I wanted to demonstrate there is I told you a story that can be consumed whenever you want it by holding down hey Vicky, by holding down your finger, hey Sher Jones, and consuming it. So the thing about Snapchat that's really powerful is that it's the reason it's cool that it disappears, to me, has less to do about it disappearing, more about the people that are consuming it have to actually pay attention. How many times are we doing 50 things? You're probably watching this on your phone while you have Twitter going on. You're probably writing a blog post. You're also probably making lunch and yelling at your kids working from home in the background, right? That's probably what you're doing right now. And that's truly what it is. Consumption, yes. And it's acquired attention. It's about the idea that I have to have my finger on it. And I can tell you, when I first started on, I do like that misspelling. Hey, Jill. When I first started Snapchat, I would hold my finger down to watch a snap, and I would look out, I look back and go, oh my God, I missed it. And that's what it is. I like to disposable social. I like to call it on-demand social. On-demand social. And the difference here is, just saw them. So you saw my snap. So what I did with Snapchat is I took different pictures, of me leaving my house, of me sitting at my desk, saying that I was hungry, and then my car keys, and then getting into the cars, and then Instagram has a new update. Ooh, I'm excited about that. But I took all these stories, so I documented that process. But the neat part about that is that unlike Twitter, someone can actually go on in the 24-hour cycle on Snapchat, hold down the button, and actually consume that as if it happened. So you can go onto my Snapchat right now, hold your finger on there, and you can watch me leave my house, watch me plug the keys into my car, watch me laugh about traffic, watch me pull up to Chipotle, watch me stand in line and complain about how long the line is, watch me order my burrito. And yes, that's not exactly what every brand should be doing, but what I'm trying to explain is there's a storytelling consumption in a direct timeline that we're used to that is powerful on Snapchat. And my favorite part is when you post to a story in Snapchat. Thank you for all the hearts. I know everybody's telling me I don't ask for hearts enough. I don't ask you guys to share your broadcasts. Thank you for sharing my broadcast, swiping left, or on Android swiping up. Thank you for giving me hearts. But the thing about it is when you share a snap to a story, it's a one-to-many relationship. Therefore, everyone, yes, Ben, you do some of the best stories on Snapchat that I follow. It's a one-to-many relationship. But when someone engages with that, it's a one-to-one private relationship. So what's really cool about that is I can share the story of my whole journey to Chipotle. But when anybody comments to me, it's one-to-one. It's true, raw, social. And the difference with Periscope is about engaging. It's about real-time engagement, in the moment, raw, live. And the two of them are not the exact same thing. I shared you without asking. Oh, thank you, Jeff. I appreciate you sharing it. Hey, Dan. Hey, guys, follow Dan right here. The stuff he's doing at Discover is breaking stuff. At customer service, Dan is the man. And he was tweeting from one of the IBM new Way to Work events today. Yes, insight at a much personal level. Let's think about it. What do we love about social media? What was the reason that we fell in love with it? It's about that connection. It's about that relationship. And how awesome is it that we can now communicate? Thank you. Not a fan of, yes, hey, and trust me, for all of you guys that are watching, go back and look at my blog post 6 months ago. I wrote a blog post that literally said, Snapchat is the stupidest app I've ever heard of. I cannot believe they turned down all that money. It's stupid. I uninstalled it. And this is coming from someone that has the fear of missing out, and I install everything. Literally, I install everything. Yes, you can't save conversations, but you can save your pictures. So for those that, if you follow Subi Zimmerman's method, I save a lot of my pictures from Snapchat to my camera roll and then upload them to Instagram. I also save, because you can do a 10-second video on Snapchat, I save my 10-second video, upload it to Vine or upload it to Instagram. It's all about upcycling. If you focus on creating great content, yeah, there it is, follow Dan. Focus on creating great content and then upcycling it to all your different channels. So just because I created something on Snapchat doesn't mean it's a waste. I download it, I put it on Instagram. Maybe I download a string of 10 of the stories and I post it as a video on Facebook. All of these things are ways that we can tell our stories in unique ways, and it's different than all of these other platforms. So for anyone that's out there that says, oh, I can't decide if I want to use Snapchat or Periscope, they don't understand either platform. I chastised Snapchat. I thought it was ridiculous. I thought it was stupid. I kind of bought into all those ridiculous rumors that it was only for teenagers to send pictures and things that they didn't want their parents to see and that they disappear. That's wrong. The art of storytelling, the creativity about it is amazing. Yes, the camera roll on your iPhone, and then you can upload it directly from your iPhone. Trust me, I went and bought, because of Periscope, I upgraded my iPhone to the larger memory because I want to download all my Periscope videos as well. All platforms can be used that way, right? Yes. Started on Periscope because of Ellen DeGeneres, but fell in love because with Ryan's first scope. That's awesome. Ryan Bell, I'm guessing. There's so many great scopers. And, thank you guys for the hearts. Thank you for sharing it. We're over 50 people. I don't usually get a ton of people in my scopes. I get lots of hearts. I get lots of love. But 50 people is a good scope for me, so I appreciate the guys' love. But here's the thing. So here's my opinion on it. It's all about storytelling. It's about conveying your message in a real, raw manner. But it's about understanding your audience. Who's consuming it? Billy Bob, how's it going, Billy Bob? And Diane, how's it going? Here's the other thing about Snapchat that's different than what we're talking about with Periscope, and that's something you kind of have to understand. Hey, Badger, how are you? And here's the thing you have to understand when you're using both of these platforms. You have to listen to your audience and understand how your audience consumes their content. If your audience isn't there, maybe they're not there, but here's one of my lessons. I worked with a company that does jeans for 35-year-old to 45-year-old women, and the number one influencer of jeans for them is who? And those of you that watched my scope yesterday know this. It's actually teenage girls, because the moms have daughters and they listen to their daughters' advice. So yes, you might be a jean company and your purchasers might not be on Snapchat today. But if the people influencing them the decision, the people telling your story, the people relating, the word of mouth marketing, if all of that is on your Periscope, is on your Meerkat, you know what? That is how you do it. Fake Fred is frustrating. I don't know what Fake Fred is. Youth of the Nation, yes. Oh, great. I'll check it out. Yes, Ben is great on Snapchat. There's some really great ones. There's a podcast that I recommend you guys listening to. It's called the Creators Class Podcast, and not because I was just on it this last episode, but if you listen to the first 10 episodes, you don't have to listen to the one that I'm on it, because I talk about live streaming. But if you listen to the first 10, there's a bunch of Snapchat creators. One of them works with Disney. One of them works with different food companies. I mean, look at this. You can do a Snapchat story about these amazing burritos at Chipotle, or about the social good campaign that Chipotle is doing. It's all about real, raw storytelling, and that's what it's about. And those that suck, those that don't provide value, those that jump in and comment, it is healthy, actually. Healthy enough for me. I'm not unhealthy either. But so that's my point on this. It's really about not only listening to your audience, but the thing about live streaming, the thing that people don't get about Periscope is without your commenters, without you guys that are commenting, without you guys that are giving hearts, without the ones that are sharing my broadcast, this is just like talking into the ocean. It's no different than video blog. Am I sharing? You're sharing what? Thank you for sharing my podcast. It is very organic. Yes, I know. It's very healthy. And that's actually, when I went 4 years ago, I went on South Beach diet, and I only ate at Chipotle pretty much 5 days a week. I dropped about 45 pounds in a little over a year and a half. So I love me and my burrito. So, oh, you like my cat? Thank you. It's from South by Southwest. I was presenting down there, and I need to stand out. Just downloaded Creator Class Podcast. Hey, yeah, Dan, give everybody a shout out for your podcasts too. There you go. And hey, you know what, Mark Shaw, I didn't want to use your saying because you do it really well. Mark Shaw says it every time. Without comments, without the engagers, you're talking into an empty iPhone case. Now, the difference is I don't have an iPhone case on, but really what you are talking into, you're talking into an empty Mirpod stand, which is the stand that I have this sitting on right now. Yes, you know what? Chipotle should have sponsored me. Them and Monster Energy Drink. If they wanted to sponsor someone that really loves their product, they would sponsor my content. Because if you guys check out my Snap story is all about the social good campaign and how Chipotle is doing social and marketing and business correctly, and that's what it is. Hey, Austin! Oh, I love Austin. Austin's one of my favorite cities. But so just like Mark Shaw said, it's all about the commenters. I want to be able to rank the commenters. I want to be able to give commenters stars. I want to be able. How about if I was able to give 10 of my best commenters, my best engagers, I was able to give them like a badge, and when they commented, their comment was in bold, or maybe when their comment stood out longer or stayed on the screen longer. How cool would that be? Because without the commenters, without the engagement, without the community, if this app has zero value. Welcome from Oklahoma. Cheers. So that's what it's all about. So does that make sense to you guys? If it made sense, tap on the screen. Let me know you guys that made sense as far as the hearts. If it didn't make sense, ask me a question. So if it did make sense, tap on that screen. Give me some hearts. I appreciate that. Letting me know. Let's get Periscope on that. Hey, I agree. Let's get Periscope on there. What reaction do you get from people around you when you're scoping? I need a shirt that says, I'm not talking to myself. I'm talking to the world on Scope because it does look kind of funny. There it is. There's the podcast right there. The new focus on customer service is the podcast. So it's FOCS. Guys, make sure to do that. Ryan calls us fan favorites. Yes, and that's what it's about. It is truly about that across the board. And guys, make sure you check out that podcast. Everything Dan's doing at Discover. He's not preaching about social media. He's not one of those guys that gets on stage and talks about how we should do it. He talks about what he's actually doing at Discover to change. And Discover's a regulated industry. So what's your excuse? Incentivized engagement would be a good and bad thing. I agree. But if it was at the streamer's decision on who was incentivized or who was rewarded, Steven, I think that would be awesome. Social scoping, yes, that's what it's all about, Baja. Hey, and you're doing a great job. I jumped in your scope the other day. Great stuff. So, yeah, paragroupies. And I do believe we have to start a 12-step program for everybody on Periscope because it is ridiculously addicting. So true, and that would attract so much more. I agree. And I mean, I want people to comment more than I want them to heart. I want them to share my broadcast more than I want them to heart. And unfortunately, we reward those that heart. We incentivize the hearting. We're missing where to incentivize. The incentivization must come from those that are also providing value. I oftentimes get more value from when I'm streaming from my commenters or when I'm watching someone else's stream and commenting and engaging. And that is the power of this tool. It's about storytelling. It's about engagement. It's about real, raw connection. And Snapchat can be used the exact same way. So I think right now the problem with Snapchat is it had a bad reputation and it kind of looked at as like a millennial or Gen Z version only. For me, it's about you embrace storytelling. And if you understand the importance of it, it can be powerful. I am an addict to it now. After 6 months ago, I wrote that it was a waste of time and the stupidest app that existed. That's how much I changed. And you know why I changed? I started realizing some people that were doing it really good and found lots of value. And I stopped and said, maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I just don't know enough about it. And I went and listened to Ben. And I went and listened to Chris. And I went and listened to Nick Cicero. And I went and listened to all these guys that are I have a friend, Chris Molken, who's not in here right now. Chris actually does social selling via Snapchat. Who needs value? And he actually sells because his target audience for yo-yos is using Snapchat. So he does amazing Snapchat. He's a must follow. So I'm gonna upload this because I believe in upcycling content. I'm gonna upload this into my blog post with all the links to the people that I suggest you following on Snapchat. So that'll be right there on there. So awesome! I'm so glad you followed. Yes, Chris is awesome. Ben Fiago. Ben, make sure you comment here. Tell people what your Snapchat is. My kid told me it's lame for me to talk about Periscope all the time. It's lame because they would rather just do it in 10-second skips. What do you think about scope mobs? I think it's a fun way of doing it. I think, for me, I think it's about valuing the people's time. I'm not here to be a scope star. I'm here to provide value, storytell, engage, and deliver my messages, and learn from you guys. So for me, it's a little bit less about like the gamification and some of those follow for follow and the hearts things. For me, people will find your great content. If you focus on great content, you focus on engagement, you focus on being real, That's what it is, right there. COYW Canada is a must follow on Snapchat, and I'm gonna get Ben's helping me on a blog post for a bunch of Snapchatters that you guys should follow. That is what it's all about. It's all about storytelling, engaging, and the cool part about it is I can tell a story about leaving my house and going to lunch on Snapchat that you can consume anytime you want for 24 hours. And on Periscope, I can get on here, talk to you guys while I'm eating this amazing burrito, and you guys can consume that for 24 hours. It's all about on-demand, quality content storytelling. So has anyone written about the safety? Yes, there has been a couple really good ones about safety for kids. So online events, I'll send it to you. I do Periscope with my kids there. It's about understanding risk versus reward, understanding that location services. Like if you guys swipe to the left, you can probably tell exactly what Chipotle I'm at. That's how crazy that is with the location services. But if you understand that, if you embrace that, understand it. If you don't like it, turn it off. If you do like it and you want to use it, but understand that that is available right now. And that is something that we have to kind of keep in mind. It's up to us as live streaming community to educate everyone on the values, but also the risk versus reward. And that is what it's all about. Don't let them get a Twitter account. I'm not about preventing someone. I'm about rather smart education and trusting them. But my kids are under 6 years old now, so they don't have a Twitter account. Hey Ryan, what's up, my friend? Hey Ryan. So I was explaining. You guys know what. I was explaining the value and the differences between Snapchat and Periscope, and really how you can storytell on both. And it's not one or the other. It's about understanding what each audience is, where the value proposition is, and how you deliver that story. And it's all about, for me, Snapchat is about that consumption. It's acquired attention, and you can do it in the order that it actually happens. The reason I love Periscope is it's live, it's raw, it's real, and it's about the engagement. Without the engagement, without the commenters, without you guys that are swiping left or swiping down, this has no value. And that is the difference between those two. So it's not, and Periscope doesn't replace YouTube, and Periscope doesn't replace Snapchat. Periscope and Meerkat might be competitors, yes, but the idea here is about storytelling, relating, engaging, and that's the difference. So if you don't follow me on Snapchat, it's pretty easy. I social fans everywhere, because if you're going to do your personal branding, and this is free advice, you don't have to pay to go to my personal brand coaching. Personal branding, it's all about consistency. Be easy to be found. Yes, sharing your story. The Huffington Post is starting to stream a lot. I know, I love that. Do you follow? Do you have any reestablished a following reputation on each platform? Yes. Do you have to be? Yes, you do have to. Unfortunately, right now you have to build your audiences on all of them. I really wished Periscope would have allowed us to bridge our audience to Twitter a little bit better than they did, but they didn't. They didn't do a very good job on that. But thanks for the quote on Twitter. Oh yeah, my pleasure. Oh yeah, and thanks for sharing my content as always. Yes. This is from the Gorge. My wife and I went to the Gorge for my 5 and my 10-year anniversary to watch Dave Matthews play for 3 days in a row. So that was pretty awesome. So you guys have any questions for me on the power of Snapchat and the differences between Snapchat and Periscope? Because that's what I'm all. For me, it's about educating. Funny part is I said I would never scope my lunch, but this time it was for a reason. I wanted to do a Snapchat story of me coming to Chipotle, a live stream of me at Chipotle. That's what it's all about. I use location. I recommend if you're a female and you're going to go jogging, or you're a woman, I recommend turning location services off for sure. Yes, someone is shouting in the background. I usually have my headphones, but I don't have my headphones on today. So Snapchat is very interesting. The stories aspect is what I love. So you have the ability to send messages one-to-one, but you also have messages be able to share one to many, which is one to the story. And then everyone that engages from that story is a one-to-one relationship. So what I love about it is when I post something and then someone comments, it's not built on. Like Facebook, you have one person that comments and says, oh, I don't know, I don't agree with this, and then everybody builds on it. The thing that's awesome about Snapchat is that when one person comments, nobody else sees that. So it's truly one-to-one. I've gone back and forth with Gary Vaynerchuk multiple times on Snapchat, way more than I've gone back and forth with him on Twitter or on Facebook. And it's because it's real raw, one-to-one back and forth, and it's something about that engagement that allows that to happen on Snapchat. So for me, it's about understanding both audiences and understanding how they're both used. Your thoughts are valued. Oh, thank you. I appreciate that. That means a lot. So yeah, that's kind of what I believe the two platforms. I'm gonna embed this video. I'm also gonna download my entire story and embed that video into a blog post, so you guys will be able to see the differences of how I created a story from my house. Take it easy, Ryan. Uh, from my house to Chipotle, and then how I did this live stream at Chipotle. Two different forms of storytelling, two different forms of engagement. But the cool part about it is it kind of highlights the differences and how you can use both of them. So that is what I was trying to provide there. And Robert, you can watch this whole replay. And for me, Snapchat, I wrote it off 6 months ago. I said it's the stupidest app ever, and I said I am uninstalling it. I found out that other people were finding value in it, so I quickly went back to it, and I said, I'm going to learn, I'm going to listen, I'm going to follow those that are doing great stuff on it. Now I'm an addict. I'm on Snapchat almost as much as I'm on Periscope, if you can believe that. So pretty crazy, pretty awesome. It's getting a little loud here, so I'm going to bid you guys adieu. Hopefully you guys found value on that. Like I said, follow me on Snapchat right here.